Yeah. Right. Now move on to the next topic. We have seen abstract class and interface. Right?
Yeah.
So now we're going for accessor and mutator methods. This is just a name. We have already seen all of them. Getter methods and setter methods. We have seen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Getter
Yeah,
methods are
right.
called, the other name for getter method is accessor methods. The other name for setter method is mutator methods.
Okay.
So accessor method means where we are able to access it. So with get we are able to access the fields. Mutator method means where we are able to mute. Mute means we are able to change the object. So that's why this is called setter methods.
Okay.
This is just a name, okay?
Yeah.
Now coming to the enum. This is a new concept from Java 1.5. Okay. So before going to the enum, I have just wanted to give you some real-time standard. Suppose if you want to define some constants in your project, you want to define some constants. What you need to do is you need to use interface. Okay, to define the constants, you need to use interface. So what are those constants? Let's go into here. Interface. We'll just go for general constant. See, first thing is, whenever you're writing any kind of values, names, so you should never hard code those values in the program directly. You have to write those names. You have to write those names in the constant file and refer it from a constant file. Okay. Suppose you're, do you know like writing a HTML code?
No, I just know the basics. That is the heading part and the body part. That's it. That's the basic thing I know. The rest I don't know.
Oh, okay. See, that's okay. That's fine. Let's not go into that way. We'll go into that when we are doing advanced Java. So now I want to define something like constants. This interface is going to have all the constants. So whenever you define a constant, you need to define it with public, final, static. You have to keep these three things: public, static, final. And
Why is static for?
static is for if you want to access the element without creating an object, you need to keep static, right?
Yeah, okay.
Forgot?
Yeah, actually I've lost the touch of static, abstract class and interface.
Okay.
Last class, yeah.
Suppose I want to keep Monday as a constant. Okay. So like, in your program, wherever you want to use Monday, you might have hard coded it with 1. Like 10 places are there. In 10 places, you have written Monday as 1, 1, all the places you have written as 1 when you are building a program. Tomorrow, I want to change the value of Monday to 2. Then what should I do?
You have to change in the program.
All
Monday
the
is equal
places,
to 2.
all the places I have to change it. Not here. We are not using constant. Earlier we are not using constant.
Okay.
We are just
Yeah, right.
all the places you have to change it. So instead of that, in a common place, you have to define Monday equal to 1 and use the constants dot Monday. Wherever you require, use constants dot Monday. then that is going to suffice your problem. So tomorrow if you want to change the value, only in the interface if you change the value, that is going to suffice my problem.
Okay.
So that is the reason we go for constants. Instead of changing all the files, we are going to change in only one file. Clear? Clear for that? So we are getting one compilation here. What is that? We'll check. Syntax token Monday validate declare ID expected after this token. We need to define
Text.
what is the define what is the type. So in real time, if you see any constants, it will be with this structure, because the value should not be changed anywhere else in the program. That's why we keep it as final. And the value should be accessible from anywhere. That's why the value that is static. Suppose if I am writing a program like if I say like this, the value is going to be printed as 1. 1, correct? So now likewise if I am using in 10 places, so if I instead of writing this way, if I hard code as 1 1 1 all the places, then whenever you want to change it, all the places again you need to change. Now we are going to write constant.Monday. At runtime it is going to replace a value with 1. Tomorrow if I want to change the value, I'll make it 2 in the constant file.
Okay.
So this usage, you get the proper usage of this only with a real time. See, the problem with explanation of real time is you need to know the concepts first. If I ask for HTML, you said you know, don't know. So then I cannot give you the real time example of that. Where exactly using. Okay. So yeah, that's why you need to have all the concepts in hand. Then you will come to know what needs to be used in real time.
Okay.
Now, this is the usage of constant. Basically, the usage of constants you will get in when we are doing a simple project. See what we'll do at the time of advanced Java. I'll finish up the advanced Java a little faster. Okay, little faster. I'll go with it. Okay. What I will do, you will do a one project instead of teaching the things. We'll do one simple project, registration project or something, where it has some 4 or 5 pages. It will contact with the database, and all the pages are intact. So we'll do some real-time project instead of a training, simple training. Thereby you will get you did something real-time. Okay, there you can use inheritance, you can use polymorphism, everything you can use. Okay, instead of I am teaching the simple programs, that way what I'll do, I'll rush up the a little bit speed. I will complete the concepts. I'll ask you to read some concepts instead of I explaining it, so that we'll get some more time for a project. Usually we don't give projects, so but here as you're expecting real time, so we do a project for 5-6 hours. So there you'll get to know why we need constants, why we need object-oriented features and everything. Okay? That way we'll do it.
Yeah. Only part is advanced Java I want it much clear, because that is like very important for my
that means that's true. If you are going for much clearer of advanced Java, that's what. Instead we will do a project instead of doing a programs.
Okay.
Okay. I'll make sure that's don't worry about it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. How much deeper you want, that much deeper I can go. That's not a big deal.
Okay.
Right. Now this is the way we use constants. So usually whenever we are doing a constants, we are going to deal with normally which are related to our project. The constants which we define is related to or project only. Okay. Now, Java came up with a new concept called enum. Okay. Now let's get into the enum. So, enum is a composite data type. We have seen data types, right? Simple data types.
Yeah.
This is a composite data type which stores some predefined constants whose values are subjected to changes very rarely. See, it is going to when you have to go for a constant file and when you have to go for a enum. Okay, so when you have the things like the universal truths. See now, if you say months, we have 12 months. Is it going to change anytime?
No.
We have days. We have days. 7 days. Is it going to change
7
anytime?
days.
No, right?
No.
So the for those kind of things, instead of using a constant file,
Constant.
yeah, it's better we go for enum.
Okay.
Okay, it's better we go for enum because the definition of enum is going to be much simpler and it is going to be much useful. There are a lot of advantages. So for now we will discuss only the how to declare enum. Okay, we will not discuss any advantages of it because if I discuss the advantages, you might not understand because we need to know all other concepts again. Because it is, see, enum is thread safe. When I say thread safe, again, it is going to be a difficult task to understand. So that's why I'm just going to show you what is the definition, I mean, how to declare a enum. That's it for today's class. But we'll come to this enum once we are done with all the sessions. Okay? Clear?
Okay.
See, the next slide, if you see, these are the 10 advantages of enum. If you want to understand these 10 advantages, first you need to know all the concepts. Okay, so that's why I'm just going to give you a simple definition. How to declare a enum. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, we are going to create a enum. See here you will see a enum. We have seen class, interface, now we are seeing a enum. Enum
Okay.
weekdays. So this will come like this. Now you need to define all the weekdays with capital letter with comma separated. Okay. This is the way you have to define the enum.
Okay.
Okay. So if you see the constant file, you are defining some value over here, right? But here for enum, you don't need to define any value. When you say enum.sunday, that's it. It will be act as a Sunday. If you want to access weekdays.sunday, it will come. If you want to set it, weekdays.sunday, you just need to set it. You need to specifically put some value and work over it. It is more advantageous than constant file. Okay, this just understand only the definition. This is the way we will do a definition. Keep this till we do advanced Java. Okay? Till we complete the session. Because right now you don't understand all of the advantages. So instead of going for advantages showing now, we'll show it in the time when the time. Oh, lot of disturbance.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'll show you the advantages once all the core Java classes is completed. That time you will get to know what is the advantage of enum. Okay.
Okay.
But this is a definition how to do enum, because we have discussed class and interface. Now it's time to discuss what is enum.
Okay.
So this is a definition. Now now we'll go to another concept. So we have something called employee object, right? I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use some other thing. Person class. Right. I'm going to write one more person class with different style. I said person with address class. Okay. Now, first define some properties.
First name, last name.
Okay. Now I'll keep getters and setters. These are all we already know. Correct?
Yeah.
Select all. Right. Done with it. Now I'm going to person main. I just want to create an object. Okay. Right. So this is the object now I have. Now I want the same object. Same object meaning I want another object with same values. What should I do?
Another object, you need to create the object first.
Right. 1 second.
Person with address too, right?
Yeah, we'll come to that. Once our program completed, that name makes sense. Okay.
No.
We are not done. We are not even started the concept. Okay. Now, suppose if I have person class with 100 properties. Suppose, imagine it has 100 properties. Then this is a you want to follow. See, I have person with address has some more properties, like 10 properties. You imagine first name, last name, age, employee ID, and all these things will constitute some properties, right? So likewise, he has 10 properties. Okay. First, I created one object with all these 10 properties. All these 10 properties. If I want a similar object, then again I have to repeat the 10 lines of code, right?
Yeah, right.
That means you are repeating the code. This is not proper, because here it is only 2 properties. You may think that repeating is easy. But if I have 20 properties and I need multiple times, multiple objects and multiple times, then it is going to be tough. So instead of creating creating a brand new object and set the values, we are going to copy the object. So let me show you the pictorial how the memory part, how it is going to be. So this is what our heap memory. You have a person class and you created a first name and last name. Again, when the second object is created, same way you created another object and first name and last name. This is a way creating. Instead of this, what we are going to do is we are going to just copy the same object. We don't need to create an object. We are just going to copy this object to here. We are going to take some memory space. We are just going to copy it. It's just like a folder copy. When we copy a folder, we will have a original folder as well as a copied folder, right?
Yeah.
The same way, instead of creating an object and setting all these values, we're just going to copy it. Clear?
Yeah.
This concept is called cloning. This concept is called cloning. Okay?
Okay.
Now let's do one here. So I'm just take out all this. See, there is no method called clone. In the object class, there is no method called clone. We have a equals method, get class method, get fname, get lname, hash code. There's nothing like clone method. So now what we need to do is, if any class which you want to create a cloned object, this class needs to implement an interface called clonable interface. It has to implement a class called clonable interface. Clear?
Okay.
Now it
That
has
is a default interface, is it?
default interface meaning?
I mean, is clonable interface predefined, or you would be defining it now?
No, it's a predefined.
Okay.
Predefined. I didn't define it, right? How am I able to access it? Yeah. So now there is a method called clone. Now it will come clone. Just type cl and enter. You will get a clone method. Here you got a clone method. Okay?
CL control space.
Control space. You get this method. Just use the same method as it is. Don't do anything. Now come here. Now
Just wanted to know what is the difference between implements and extends?
right. See, whenever you are want to do a inheritance from a class, you need to use extends. Whenever you want to do it from a interface, then you have to do implements. Okay, why there is a keyword difference? The thing is, already class means there is a functionality available. There is a functionality available. You are just enhancing the functionality with child classes. So that means you are extending the class features. But whereas in interface, it doesn't have any kind of implementation. That's why we call it as implement. We are going to implement it now. Okay?
Okay.
Got it? Why
How
we
will
need
you
to-
know if it is an interface? Person with address is an interface, is it?
No, it's a class. Here we have said it.
Clonable is an interface.
Right. Clonable is an interface.
Okay, so that's why you're using implement.
Right, exactly. Otherwise, we have to use extend. If it is a class, we have to use extend.
Class.
See, you can go just place a cursor over a clonable. Okay. Right? You got this Java dark, right? This is called as Java dark. If you see here, I is there, right? I means interface.
Interface. Okay.
Now the same thing, I am going with person. See, here it is showing C.
Class.
C. That's why it is class. Okay? So you can check that way whether it is an interface or class.
Okay.
Okay? So I just taken out this method. Okay, I'm implementing this method. Now let's go here and just control space. Now you get a clone method.
Yeah.
Just say this. Now it will expect you to do typecasting.
What is typecasting?
Yeah, let me come to that. 1 second. See, what is happening? I'm just doing it. Okay. Now see, this is a clone method, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here, after this clone method, you are seeing object and person with address. Both you are seeing, right?
Mm.
See, whenever you get this way, the first parameter is the return type of the method. The return type of method
Mm-hmm.
is object. Object is a return
Yeah.
type. And this method which belongs to which class? Person with address class.
Mm.
Okay? Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what I'll do, I'll not write this code. I'm going to write in a different way. That way you will easily understand. Can parent class refer child class object?
No.
Remember,
A superclass can't have child class objects.
we have already shown this.
A
Let
child
me.
class can inherit the properties from superclass.
Mhm. Can superclass hold the subclass object? Can superclass reference can hold the subclass object? I showed it. Somewhere where I showed it.
College, ABC.
Maybe this main class. Mhm.
It's in the college.
College, huh?
College, main college.
College main. Yeah. See, superclass can hold subclass objects, right?
Oh, yeah, right.
Clear? Correct?
Yeah.
Now, what I'm going to do is here, object obj equal to person with address dot clone. Why? Because the clone method is returning the type as object. Correct?
Yeah.
Now, the person with object is an object of a object class. See, here object is a class. Okay, in Java we have a class called object.
Mm-hmm.
Person with address is an object of a object class or a person with address class.
Person with address class.
Correct. Now, when I cloned it, it is returning a object. That means actually it is not returning a object basically. It is returning a object reference which points to the person class object, person with address class object. That means
Yeah.
the super class object is referring a child class object. Correct?
Yeah.
Got it?
Hmm.
Now, I want to use, suppose I want to use child class methods. Suppose set first name like set first name. I want to use get first name and get last name. I cannot directly use from the parent class because these two methods are not available in the parent class. So I cannot use it with parent class reference. Now I have to convert the parent class reference into a child class. Got it?
Okay.
This is called downcasting. Remember this, downcasting. So now we have to downcast the object reference to a child class reference. So how do we do it? So person with address equal to person with address 2 equal to obj. Whenever you set it like this, it will ask make this to downcast. So to do that, open the braces, and here you need to type the class name.
Okay.
This is a syntax to make this reference to transfer this parent class reference to child class reference. Now what happens? Till now object class reference is referencing the child class object. Now with this statement, there will be another reference created with child class, which it is going to point to the object from the child class. Okay?
Yeah.
Clear?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, this out. Person with address to dot get first name. Right? So we didn't set any values to this. We just cloned the person one, person with address, we just cloned it. Let's see whether the values are copied or not. See, we are printing from a person with address to. That means inside a JVM, there are two objects created. One is person with address and a copied object person with address to.
Can you make it person with address dot get name? It's both are two, right?
Same. Both will come same.
Oh. Okay.
See, if you copy a folder, all subfolders come same, right?
Yeah, right.
Same here also.
Okay.
Okay. Now it's good. Now till now it's good. What I'm going to do is, so I'm changing the second object last name. Okay. Out of 10 properties, I may require 1 or 2 changes. So I just changed it. Now, does this change reflects the first object?
This change has been made after the reference.
No. What I'm saying is per person to person with address to, I'm changing it. Will it affect the person with address?
No.
So let's see. So it does not affect because these two are independent objects. If you go for the pictorial view, here there is one object, here there is one object. If you change this, this won't be changed. If you change this won't be changed. It's just like a folder. In a folder, you copied it and you're changing in a copied folder. It won't be reflected in the same folder, right?
Yeah.
Same way here also. Now, now what I'm going to do is, I'm creating a one address class. What usually part of address?
Street number, street name. Area, pin code.
That's enough. Now, this is an address object and this is a person object. Okay? Suppose if I want to specify address to a person, then what should I do? I have to write all the fields of address here, right? Whatever I am writing here, these 3 fields I need to copy it to here. If I want to mention person with address, instead of that, you can create an object, you can create a class like this, and you can keep a like this. Private
a variable
address.
Can be declared?
Yeah, you can declare a string is a default class which is given by the Java. but address is the user defined class, so that can also be declared as a variable inside another class.
Okay.
This concept is called composition. Composition. What is inheritance? One class to one class extending.
Yeah.
Composition, one class is going to communicate with another class. Got it?
Okay.
To get the person class address, it is going to communicate with the address class. This is called object to object communication. We have seen, right? I told I'll explain when the time comes. This is called the person with address class communicating with the address class. If you create a person object and it is going to communicate with the address object. Okay, this concept is called composition. Now, I have to create a getters and setters for address. Now I created a getters and setters for address. Now, what I have to do is, how do I set the address? So first you need to create an address object. Address equal to new address. Clear? Now, what happened here? Something is missed out. Yeah. Address dot set city name. Any city name you can keep. I just kept some address. Okay. Clear or any doubts here?
No. Got it.
Simple, right? So now,
Yeah.
how do we say that this address belongs to a person with address? Then what we need to do is person with address dot set address of this address object. What we are saying is person with address object has a address object, this one. This object address has values, these are the values. So for person ABC, the value address is Amirpet, Hyderabad, 5,82,000.
Okay.
So this is the way we have to set it. So that means person with address is communicating with address object to get all these values. This is called object to object communication.
Okay.
Clear? Now, what I'm going to do is, so here I have done everything. Now, I'm going to print. Clearly observe. Print this out. Get address dot get city name. Have done this.
Yeah.
Person dot get address dot get city name.
So you can do it twice, dot get address dot city name?
You can do it a number of times.
Okay.
But the thing is, see, the get address is returning what? Tell me now. Get address return type is what?
The return type, it would give all the three.
No.
Street name.
Check here. what is the return type of get address? I told you just before.
Address.
Yes. So address has a method city name, right? Then only you can do dot.
Oh.
You cannot do
So it
directly
is choosing
dot.
specifically.
Yeah, see, I'll tell you. I just written in one statement, right? The same statement I'll write it in 2 lines. Okay? Address 1 equal to correct?
Yeah.
Now is this simple?
Yeah.
So you can write to print a city name, you can use these 2 ways. I mean, you can write these 2 lines. Instead, you can write in 1 line. Anything you can use it.
Okay.
You cannot write dot here. I mean, okay, you can write it, but what you are getting, see, these are the methods of a string, because what this is returning? This is returning a string, right?
Yeah.
The get city name, I will show you. What it is returning, the get city name? It is returning a
String.
So what are all the methods available in a string class are going to be available after the dot. These are all the methods in the string class. Okay. So that way. So if it is returning integer, then you cannot put dot. Okay. So instead of writing these 2 lines, I'm writing only in 1 line. Okay. Now I'm printing the value. Let's see what is printing. See, the first line city name is printing HYD, and the second line also printing HYD. That's good. We are good with it. Now what I'm going to do is the same way I'm going to try to send so I'm doing it with a cloned object. Doing it with a cloned object. Cloned object that get address, that get city name. Okay. Now I'll run it. Let's see. Oh, it's printing good. Correct?
Yeah.
Now what I'm going to do is here whatever the cloned object is there, dot get address dot set city name as I change the city name for person with address to object. Correct?
Okay.
Now person 1 should return, this one should return HYD, and this should return me HYD, this should return me Chennai. Let's see what is going to return. What happened?
Oh, all are cloned.
No, not all are cloned. If you are changing for one object,
even person 1 is.
Yeah, it is like if you are changing for one object, the another object is getting changed.
Okay.
So, but whereas if you use simple properties,
but that time you told me like just giving the example of a folder, you said if you change it in the other, it won't get affected when the.
That's what it is getting affected, right? It's still getting affected.
Yeah.
Now, see, if you see this example, the last name point, is it getting affected? No, right?
No.
See, you are changing a last name, that is good. I mean, the last name is working fine. But whereas you are changing the address one, it is not affecting properly. Got it? Got my point? What I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is working for primitive kind of things. It is not working for user-defined objects. Address is a user-defined object. Correct?
Yeah.
That's why it is not working. No. Okay.
Primitive as in this string.
No, not primitive. That is also a object, but which is given by Java. But address object is given by me, right? It's written by us.
Yeah.
So that's why it is not working.
Okay.
No, for string it is
Even
working.
person with address is also created by user, right?
Yes, correct. But whenever you are copying, what you are copying? You are copying a string, right?
Yeah.
String contents, right? You are copying. Now, so it is working for strings, but not working for user-defined objects, right?
Okay.
This concept is called shallow cloning.
Shallow cloning.
Shallow cloning. That means cloning you are doing at the level of only at the high level. You are not doing the into full cloning. This is only shallow cloning. Only strings and integers, string and primitives will be copied separately, but the user defined objects are not going to be copied separately. Now let's see what is the pictorial representation for this. Now you'll get it why it is happening. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's go to here. Now I created a object for address class. Correct? This is address class object. It has a city name, street name, zip code. Correct? Now let me brush up this. I don't want this to be there. Okay, this is making some. Okay, think that this is not there. Now, so here is a address variable. Address variable, which it is pointing to this memory area. Correct? This is where object to object is communication is happening. This object is person with address. This object is address. So person with address has a address reference, which it is pointing to the address object inside a heap memory. This is the pictorial representation for composition.
Okay.
Clear or any confusion?
No.
Clear? Clear. Now, whenever I do a cloning, here also one more person object reference will be created. Correct? Here also person object also will be there. Earlier we have two properties, we kept two. Now person also there, right? If you do a shallow cloning, this is also going to refer here. Okay? It is going to create a reference and it is going to refer to the same object, same address object. Then what happens when I'm changing from person with address to the address, that is going to reflect it to the person with address also, because both are pointing to the same. Usually what should happen? This is also created separately and this one should refer to the separated creately one, right?
Yeah.
So that is not happening here. By default that won't happen. By default whatever you are doing cloning is a shallow cloning. In order to work like a folder structure which we have told, we have to implement a concept called deep cloning. We have to implement a concept called deep cloning. Okay? Now how to do it? So for that we need to go here. Now I'm not going to change anything in this program. Go to address class. Say that this also implements clonable interface. Okay, this also implements clonable interface. And come here, control space cl clone method, override the clone method.
Okay.
Right? Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now come to here. Inside a clone method, okay. See, basically what happens, here what should I do? Here I have to create, basically I have to create one more object called address, and it has city name, street name, zip code, and instead of this, this should refer to here. Correct?
Yeah.
So when you change it here, only it will applicable to person with address 2. When you change it here, only that affect to person with address. Correct?
Okay. Yeah.
This part we have to do explicitly. We have to write explicit coding for cloning in order to achieve this. That's why this is called deep cloning. Here developer intervention is required. So what should we do inside a clone method of the person with address? Just remove this. Remove this and write something like so what I'm doing is, first let me write the code and I'll explain you.
Okay.
No, see, I changed the clone method only. Okay, I just written some number of lines here. Okay, I didn't change anything in the main method. Correct? Main class.
Okay.
Let's run the program once. Before going to explanation, let's run the program once. Oh, we are running into a lot of problems. Now let's solve the problems. What is this problem? Okay, stack overflow error. I got it. Why we get it? 1 second. Just give a minute. I'll do that. There is error. We are getting a stack overflow error. Okay, that means
How
we
do you
are.
fix that? Why is it stack overflow?
Yeah. See, we got this stack overflow, right? For that, you need to know what is JVM and all. So we have something called, like heap memory, we have something called stack memory. Okay?
Yeah, Java stack.
No, that is different again. Java stacks is one memory, and one more memory is method stack area. Just like Java stacks area, just like heap memory, we have method stack area. If that method stack area gets full, okay, then you get stack overflow error. Actually, we have written a coding here in such a way that we have done small mistake here, which is giving this problem. Okay, just give me a second. I'll start it out.
Yeah. Okay.
What is the why it is giving this clone method? I'm just doing this dot clone. Address correct only. Set address correct only. This dot clone. So in this line only we are getting this problem. Very good. This dot clone should work. Okay. Not this. This way also. I just missed out small code snippet. It's giving running into some problems. Let me just give it time. Uh,
Giving null pointer exception.
yeah. Because that there is no value set it. Just give me a. Right. See the output now.
Yeah.
What are
Only the last one is changed.
only the last one is changed, right? Because we have changed it for person 2 only, right? We have changed it for person 2 only. We did not, the first two are printing from person 1 only, right? So that's why those should be HYD and this should be separated. Now it is working like the folder structure which we told, correct?
Yeah.
Now this concept is called deep cloning. Okay, when do we call it as deep cloning is whenever you have a user defined objects, those are also copied separately, then we call it as deep cloning. We call it as deep cloning. For that, we need to include some kind of coding. That is, see first, if you see the address class, what it is returning, just it is saying that super.clone, correct?
Yeah.
So this one, what I'm using is, so super.clone is going to return me a, here for this class, the super.clone is going to return me a person with address object. Okay. From this, I am going to get a address object. I will get a address object and I'll clone the address object. Thereby I create another address object. See here itself we are creating another address object. That separate address object. This separated address object I am going to create it, assign it for cloned address.
Okay.
So here in the picture if you see, what I am doing is, see first from the superclass I created this address object. Okay, clear? From this I am saying get this address object. First get this address object and clone this address object. What will happen? This will be created.
The one value which is changed gets cloned.
No. See, first thing is, this is the object, right? The first 34th line, when I executed this, this will be created. Clear? Till here it is clear?
Yeah.
Now, what I am saying is, from this address object, see from this object, how do I get an address object? Person 1, person with address 2, dot get address. Then I'll get this address, right?
Yeah.
This one, I need to clone it. That's why I'm saying dot clone.
Yeah.
Then, based on this address object will be created. Correct?
Okay.
Now, the 36 line, what I'm doing is I'm cutting this reference, I'm setting this reference. Okay. Now this is gone. Now if you change it here, only this will reflect it, and if you change it here, only this gets reflected.
Okay.
Because these 4 are separated. Correct? So that's the reason when I'm changing to the second object, the first object is not getting changed. Correct? So this concept is called deep cloning.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the way we do cloning in real time for objects. Okay. Right. So with this, I completed object-oriented features. Okay. But there are still some more there. See, object-to-object communication we have discussed now, but we have discussed the PPT earlier days. But there is a time comes in like that. Whatever the concepts I said, I'm going to explain it later. I'll remember that. Okay, this is a concept from this PPT. We are explaining here. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So that way we will explain, because we cannot see if I explain on the first day about this one, you will not understand anything. What is object-to-object communication?
Yeah.
Right. So that's what. So everything you'll be getting clear idea on all the things. Don't worry on it. So now, any doubts in today's class?
No.
No, right? Clear, right?
Yeah.
And one more thing.
Will you forward this code to me?
Yeah, definitely, because it is now you're seeing that little bit complex than whatever discussed, right?
Yeah.
The same way you're going to see in the everyday like in the classes. Tomorrow we will start collection. In the collection, some things will be simpler, some things gets complex.
Okay.
See, it's like I rarely write this code in real time. Also, I rarely write this code. That's why I missed it out. The syntax, it was going wrong, right? The only thing is, when you get a problem, why we are getting this problem, also you need to rectifying that problem is also important.
Yeah. Right.
So when you are doing some kind of method level mistakes, you are going to get Stack Overflow error.
Okay.
Okay. I will show you that.
Null pointer?
Null pointer is with, if you are not having, okay. I'll show you that. Before end of the class, I'll show you that. That I don't want to give it as an explanation. I'll show you a program. Okay. That is a very, very common exception. In everyday life, null pointer exceptions you will see a lot of times. Okay.
Okay.
I want to tell something else also here. See, I said composition, right?
Yeah. Communication of objects.
Right. Composition and inheritance looks to be same. See, inheritance, what it does, it is going to get the features from the parent class.
Yeah.
And the composition, it is going to get the features from the other class.
Yeah.
But if you see, the advantage of composition is you don't need to extend the class.
Yeah.
So that's why most of the times we use composition in real time. Instead of going for inheritance, we go for composition. And inheritance is what? Is a relationship, right? Do you remember what is a relationship?
It's a keyword.
No, it's not a keyword.
Like, for example, if dog is a object of animal, dog is a relationship to animal, something like that.
No. What is a relationship is, here I opened one animal class. Here land animals is there, extend animal. Sea animal is there, extend animal.
Yeah.
Can I write a sentence like,
Land animal is an animal.
Correct? Whether it could
Yeah.
be a land animal, but it is an animal, right? So that means these two classes are in is a relationship. So inheritance always
Okay.
is a.
Hmm.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
can I say like this?
Yeah.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Person, sir, so person with address has a address. Correct?
Yeah.
Now this is something called has a relationship.
For interfaces.
No, it is no interfaces. It is classes, right? Both are classes. Person with address and
Yeah.
address is a class.
Okay.
Okay, inheritance is a
Yeah,
relationship
got it.
and this is a has a relationship.
Okay.
Okay, if
Yeah,
you
got it.
define the variable of another object in other class, that is called has a relationship. If we extend it,
Okay.
it's a is a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay, got it.
composition and inheritance almost like
Similar.
achieving the functionality, but in a different way.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, got it.
Now, the question you asked, null pointer exception. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can define like this.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to say person with address equal to new person with address,
Mm-hmm.
because you want to define the object later words. I mean, after 10 lines of code, you want to define the object. Then what you do?
Mm-hmm.
You can do like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but by mistakenly in between, if you do person with address 3 get address, if you do something like this by mistake
Yeah.
in between, before assigning any
You're
object,
getting the null value.
you are getting a null value. On top of null, if you are doing any kind of method callings or any kind of value fetching, if you want to get any value or getter methods or setter methods or any method you are calling, then you get null pointer exception. See, this is the null pointer exception. Click on this here. It will show the line number. So this is the line number. You get a null pointer exception. Developer usually do this mistakes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So before calling any methods, it is always better you need to have a check. How you need to check?
If is not equal to null.
Now, if this is equal to null, this method never be called. So that's why you will not get any problem.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Okay, these things you will come to know when we are doing a project. That's what. Instead of discussing all the simple things here, in the project it is going to make a lot of sense.
Okay.
Okay. So
got it.
you're going to get all the examples like this only from now onwards. No theory. Theory is done with the object-oriented programming. If at all any theory you want, you have to refer through Oracle documentation. I'm going to teach everyday everyday programs only we are going to discuss. If any theory, can go to the Oracle documentation or any other site. Just type these keywords, whatever we are telling, and you can get everything. Okay.
Okay.
There are so many ways. To do a deep cloning. Okay. We have discussed only one way, because we know only till now whatever the concepts you know, I can teach you only one way of doing the cloning, deep cloning.
Okay.
There are other ways to do a deep cloning.
Yeah.
Okay, so that we'll
Got
see
it.
if time permits. We have to see at the time of files.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, got it.
right. Now, if you have any other doubts, I can take it up, or we can wind up the call.
No, no doubts for today. I'll just go through this and come.
So this
Come up with
program, I think
things.
this program is looks to be the way you expected, right? I mean,
Yeah.
is it some more thing complex required, or is it level this one?
No, I think this should be okay.
Yeah, I mean, because we are only discussing theory. You might be thinking that we are going to only discuss simple program. I'm guarantee that now onwards you are going to see all the programs are like this.
Yeah.
Okay, don't worry. I mean,
Okay.
meanwhile, I'll give some simple programs also, because if all programs are like this, it is not easy to learn everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, so you'll get like these programs every day. Theory, I'll tell you what you need to prepare, and I'll send the questions. Please prepare answers for those questions.
Okay.
Then you will get a theoretical idea.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay then. Chalo, good night.
Oh, yeah, okay. Bye. Good day.